Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY, Dollar Tree, and budget-friendly decor crafts. So I'd love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe that you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. Now don't forget to subscribe and comment down below to enter my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns. Get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting! For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a super adorable, fun, easy summertime centerpiece. So grab a charger from the Dollar Tree. I happen to have this check one on hand. I'm going to hot glue a little yellow lemon plate to the center to kind of jazz it up and give it a little bit of color. And then I'm adding this piece of Dollar Tree styrofoam. From the Dollar Tree, I also grabbed some greenery. These are just little fern bits, and I'm trimming them off because I had used them on another project. So this is how everything looks so far. Now I'm going to hot glue some lemons on to the side. I found these lemons at Dollar Tree, but you guys can also order them off of Amazon, and I believe they're also at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to add a little bit more greenery to the back of this, and then add a ton of hot glue and some Excelsior moss in and around where the styrofoam part is. I basically just want to make this kind of a citrus burst centerpiece or something very summery. So whatever summer colors that you love, grab those out of your craft stash and have fun with them. It doesn't necessarily have to be lemons. It could be roses or lilacs, whatever colors you want to do for your summer centerpiece. I'm also adding in some of these limes. Dollar Tree has the limes in their Crafters Square section, 3 for $1.25. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I'm also going to add in just some more greenery pieces and some purple sprigs of lavender to kind of give it a little bit of color. I felt like it was just a little bit too much yellow and green. And I had these also left over from another project. If you guys are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I love to repurpose and reuse and share with you guys as many craft ideas as I can. I'm a super crafty mama. I love to craft and decorate on a total budget, so hopefully you guys can be inspired and just take some of these ideas and play around with them at your home. And remember to always kind of dig into your craft stash and use what you have on hand. So here is how it looks so far. I thought it was adorable, but I thought I needed one little more bit of some purple. And so I'm adding in some purple flowers right here. And then there you guys have that. So I hope you guys are loving this and are inspired to do something fun on a budget for your home. This is a great little summer centerpiece, and I'll be using it for my Mother's Day table decor. We're going to do a little Mother's Day brunch at home. We were going to go out, but it's a bit pricey, and I also just feel like it's fun to be at home relaxing. We can have all of our dogs here and all of that fun stuff. So fun, fabulous on a budget. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to show you guys how you make a super adorable little Dollar Tree farmer's market sign. So from the Dollar Tree Plus section, I grabbed this little $3 wood plank, and I'm going to take some celery green chalk paint. This is Waverly chalk paint from Walmart, and I'm just going to chalk paint it with one coat. You could also distress it with a little bit of antique wax as well, and just use any chalk paint that you have on hand that you like that's going to match your summer decor or whatever decor you're making this for. So once I finished chalk painting this, then I wanted to add my cute little farmer's market sign. So this farmer's market sign came with some other little greenery pieces attached. I decided to hot glue it to the center of my little wooden piece and then add the little sprigs of green along the edges. I always encourage you guys to buy those signs because I feel like you get a lot of bang for your buck with those. Now I'm going to add a cute little bow to the top of it. I'm just going to dovetail my ends to give it a finished boutique look. So by dovetailing the ends, you're just cutting a triangle at the end of your ribbon. I always feel like that this makes your project just a little bit nicer than having scraggly ribbon ends. I'm going to add one more little bow to the top of this to kind of pull in the different checks, and also add in where that farmer's market is black and white. And then I'm going to add the 2 other little greenery pieces that came on that hanging sign. I ended up using all of them in this project, and I've actually had this sign in my stash for a while and haven't really found a use for it, but I thought this came out super adorable and would be a great little addition to your kitchen windowsill, or just somewhere a little fun that you guys wanted to jazz up and give it kind of that greenery farmer's market feel. Now, arrange this any way that you want and decorate it any way you want, but this is just an idea on how you guys can create a cute little kind of homegrown farmer's market sign on a budget. You know, you don't have to add the bows, you can just change it up to suit your fancy. And that's what I always encourage you guys to do, to take my ideas, change up the colors, change up the ribbons, bow or no bow, sign or no sign, and really have fun with it. I think crafting is a journey and an adventure, and sometimes it comes out great and you love it and it's going to go perfectly in a space, and sometimes you keep having to work at it, or you know, scrap it and start over and do something different. Trust me, I've done that plenty of times. And if you guys saw what it looks like behind the scenes when I'm crafting, it looks like a little mini craft tornado has gone off. But anyway, I just thought this was a fun little idea you guys can use on a budget. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to show you guys how you can make a super fun, adorable little mini farmer's market sign. So from the Dollar Tree, I had this little round checkered sign that was plain, and then I had the farmer's market stencil. So I thought I would take some of this green celery chalk paint and just stencil that to the front of the sign. Remember when you're stenciling to try to take your brush and dab off the paint. So I realized that the celery chalk paint really wasn't that dark. It looks really cute, but it's hard to see. So I'm taking the Sharpie and kind of trying to outline the spots that I want to color in a little bit more with paintbrush and some charcoal colored paint. So I have this charcoal colored paint, and I'm just gently kind of trying to swirl that into the project and make it look a little bit darker and bring out some of the highlights. The next thing I decided to do was go ahead and add a cute little bow to the top of this to give it some razzle dazzle. So I'm just taking this scrap piece of ribbon, and this is just some ribbon I ordered off Amazon. It's a Mackenzie Childs dupe, I believe. And I'm going to add dovetails to the end of the ribbon and then zhuzh the ribbon around the little sign. You guys know me, I love big bows and I cannot lie. So I love adding bows to my projects. Again, I'm going to dovetail those ends and then zhuzh it up and then add in some greenery to the center of that. I feel like black and white and greenery is so fun for the kitchen, especially when it's summertime and you just want things to look fresh and clean. But remember, you guys can always change up any project that I share with you. Add your own idea, your own ribbons, bows, and all of that kind of fun stuff. And here is how it turned out. I think it looks super adorable, a fun little Fresh Market sign on a budget. And I might even go back and add a little bit more detail, but this just gives you guys an idea on what you can do with those little Dollar Tree stencils. Give yourself grace. My stenciling is not always the best. I will be honest with you guys on that, but I wanted to share with you guys the idea and also just be brave and go for it. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys a super fun Dollar Tree hack, a way that you can take a project and make it look aged. So what you want to do is grab a Dollar Tree sign or tin or anything that you might want to look aged. You're going to add a Mod Podge to your project and then use some cinnamon. Okay, this is kind of the first layer of what you want to do. You're going to add another layer of Mod Podge and possibly more cinnamon, but you want to get the first layer down before you start adding more. So you guys can see I've added the Mod Podge and then now the cinnamon, and then next thing I want to do is add another layer of Mod Podge. Now it's going to make this cinnamon kind of crunch up in your brush just a little bit, but you just want to keep kind of working on it and make sure that the last layer is Mod Podge so it seals in there. But what we're trying to do is make this look antiqued or aged. You guys are going to see that a lot here and there, especially with stuff that you're going to see in like a men's man cave, or if you like that kind of antique vintage look. This is a super fun little hack. I love this one. It is messy, but it's cinnamon that gets messy, and so I think it smells really wonderful, and this was such a fun project. Let me know if you guys have you ever tried this trick before, and if so, do you have any tips for me? My cinnamon did seem to kind of crunchy up a little bit. Maybe I was using too much, but I think the finished product I was pretty pleased with. Now I'm gonna let you guys watch me work and play a little bit of music. So I'm going to pop in here real quick and ask you guys my secret question. I have some more crafts I'm going to put into this video, and of course Benji Bear, but I want to know, what is your favorite summer vacation spot? Drop a comment down below. Do you like to travel to the beach, to the mountains, to the ocean? Where do you love to go? Maybe you just like to go to grandma's house or your kiddo's house. So anyway, let me know, what is your favorite summer beach vacation? And that is our secret question for today. And here is how my little vintage rusted piece turned out. I think it definitely looks a lot more rustic and vintage than it did just kind of as the inexpensive $1.25 sign that it originally was. Now this look isn't obviously for everybody, but if you're into that vintage kind of antique feel, this might be something that you want to give a whirl. Again, and it can also be used on like different kind of metals. I think it would look really cool on as well. So I think this is a fun little idea on a budget. We're taking a quick crafting break to run Benji Bear outside. He is my little puppy dog, my studio assistant, the creative director. And can you tell that he has the sassiest little walk ever? He is so funny. When he's around the house inside, I have wooden floors, and it sounds like he has little tap shoes on. So he had to go outside to do his business and sniff about and do what little puppy dogs do. I want to share with you all two more ideas that kind of coincide with this video. They are from a couple of years back, but you guys might enjoy viewing them. I have to share with you all how to make a super adorable vintage scale using this little Dollar Tree storage container. And I have to give a shout out to my friend J Money DIY, who originally came up with this scale idea. and also my friend at Our Green Acres who came up with the idea of how to rust something. So this is my take on this project, and I'm using a little doll table and then the end of this ribbon roll, and I'm just going to cut my little vintage scale piece. And so you can Google vintage scale front and you can print out that image. That's how I found mine. Now I'm just going to take my little doll table, and this is in the kids section at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue that to the top of my container. I did flip my container over, and then I'm going to hot glue the lid to the top of that, and that's going to be like my little scale part. And so I will tell you too, you may want to paint your items first. I didn't do that on this. It came out okay. So, but just a little note, now I'm going to use a Dollar Tree napkin ring, and then I'm going to take my little ribbon roll cardboard piece, and you guys could use a plastic plate or a jar lid, anything that's round and circular. This was just easy for me, and I just popped this on here. This is what I had on hand, so I'm using what I have. The next thing I want to do is take some of this satin Rust-Oleum. It's a granite spray paint, and I just spray painted it and let it sit out in the sun until it dried. And then now I'm just going in with a little bit of my Waverly wax paint, and I'm just kind of giving it a light dusting to make it look a little bit more vintage. You could also use brown paint, but pretty much really whatever you have on hand. Now for the next part of this DIY, I'm just using some Mod Podge, and I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge, and then to rust it, I'm going to use some cinnamon. So this is such a cool technique on how to make something look old and rusty, and I know pretty much everybody has a little bit of cinnamon and hopefully some glue. So once you get that cinnamon on, you can just take a little sponge, and these are just Dollar Tree sponges, and then you can add another layer of Mod Podge over that, and that's going to give it this really neat rusting effect. And you can let that dry and do another layer if you want to, which later I kind of think maybe I needed to have done that, but I was pretty happy with the results. It is a little bit messy, so make sure you have a little paper towel or something underneath your crafting space. Now I'm taking the little printable that was the vintage scale face, and I'm just Mod Podging that on to the front of my little vintage scale. And you guys, this one came out so fun, and basically it was about $2 to create this. And if you've priced vintage scales, they're so much more expensive in the home decor stores, and we made this on such a tiny budget. And then I just popped some faux lemons onto this. I'm actually going to move this inside once Easter is over and do a huge lemon display and make it really cute and kind of cottage chic in my kitchen area. So anyway, I just had so much fun creating this, and I hope you guys are inspired to possibly create one of your own. Pick up one of those Dollar Tree storage containers. We'll share with you all how to take some of those Dollar Tree terracotta pots and jazz them up or give them a little bit of a French country flair. So again, I'm using some of my homemade chalk paint, and I'm just going to chalk paint these little terracotta pots, and they're so nice. They absorb paint so well. I only needed to really use one coat with these, and then I wanted to make them feel and appear a little bit more vintage. And so I'm taking some of my Waverly antique wax and just a paper towel, and I'm just going to kind of like distress them and then add a little bit of white paint on top of that, especially if you get too much of the antique wax on top of that. So anyway, I'm going to do the other terracotta pot to match the first one. I always like to kind of rim on the inside because I may want to use them, you know, with flowers or something that you could kind of see down in the pot. So that's just a little tip too. And then I'm going to take these beautiful French country images, and I'm just going to cut them out. And again, I'll leave an album on my Facebook page with some of these really pretty images. And I'm just going to take and cut both of them out. And you don't have to completely cut all the way around like the scrolly design because it's a little bit intricate, although you could. But I also used a little light layer of hairspray on top of the images, and that way the image doesn't bleed when I'm doing the Mod Podge part. So now I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge on the back of my image, and then I'm going to lay that down on the terracotta pot. Now this image was a little bit larger than my pot, or it was the same size, but you know, then there's that little bump. So you have to get really aggressive with your Mod Podging. I guess that's what you would say. But again, I'm just taking that a generous layer of Mod Podge and laying that down. Now it did make it bubble just a little bit, but that's fine with me because it's supposed to be kind of French country and fun and, you know, just vintagey. So I don't think it has to be completely perfect, although you could resize your image to make it smaller and fit underneath the lip of the terracotta pot if you wanted to. I just printed it as is. I'm a little bit impatient, and plus this gave me more images on my printed piece of paper. So I'm going to do the other one in the exact same fashion, and then I have two fabulous little boutique gorgeous pots on a budget. And the next thing I wanted to do was just add a little bit of foam inside the pot. I didn't even hot glue the foam. I was just able to like cut it and pop it down in there, and then add these pretty little lilac branches or lavender. I think these actually might have been my lavender. Anyway, I'm just popping these pretty little spring flowers into here. Again, these are from Dollar Tree. And then voila, I have this fabulous little French country mini pot on a budget, you guys. Like really, these would be at least $6 to $10 at your home decor store. And then I'm adding in some pretty little moss. Again, you can buy a bag of moss at Dollar Tree. And I did share with you guys that topiary that's back behind these in one of my last videos. So I hope you guys are inspired to do some spring dreaming and some pretty little planters. I really do a lot of fake florals inside right before the season starts because I'm patiently waiting for some of those really pretty flowers to be set out, and even the herbs. I even bought real lavender last year and had that growing outside in my front yard. So I'm really excited for the plant season. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we are going to be doing some real plants coming up very soon once my area gets past the kind of freeze point. We've even had snow in April before, although we have really nice weather now. Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take this large Dollar Tree gift box and I'm going to chalk paint the top of it white. I want to create a French farmhouse, a really cute, just little decorative box that I can use in my kitchen. And so I'm going to chalk paint the entire thing white on the top. And it did take 2 coats of chalk paint for this to be covered. And I will tell you, I really think this box is really super cute. Like I could see myself using it in my bathroom as decor or even my little beauty space. But for this particular DIY, I do want to do a French farmhouse look on this, and so that's why I'm going to go ahead and chalk paint it white. So once I had it chalk painted all the way white, I let it dry probably about 30 minutes in between coats, and then I gave it one more coat of chalk paint. And then I went to graphicsfairy.com and I did print out a really cute little graphic to go on the top of this, which I'm going to share with you in just a minute. But now I'm going to take some of that Dollar Tree contact paper, and my idea is to line the edge of the box with the contact paper. And that way I'll have a really cute kind of like, I think this is like really French farmhouse chic contact paper. It's so pretty with the black and white. And it'll just give it a little bit of a different look rather than painting the entire thing white. And you could go even a step further and add contact paper to the inside of it or the bottom, but I really didn't feel like that was necessary. And I do struggle with contact paper just a little bit, so I felt like this was sufficient enough. So again, I'm just tracing the edges of my box and then getting the right size contact paper and then adding that contact paper to the edges of my little box. And that was also giving the top part of my box plenty of time to dry in between paint coats. And you're not going to see the top lip, you can tell up here, so it's just fine to go ahead and pop that in here. You guys can make some really fun boxes like these, especially if you have room at the top of your kitchen cupboard and you just wanted something fun and decorative. Now the next step is to add a layer of Mod Podge. This was the Mod Podge that I used in that rustic cinnamon technique, so it did have a little bit of brown to it, but that was fine because I'm actually going to add another layer on top of that. And this little graphic was from graphicsfairy.com. It's free. You guys can go to their website and type in French country, and you'll find all different kinds of French country graphics and ideas. And I will try to post these on my blog as well, and that way you guys can just go right there and you can click on it and download it that way. But now I'm just using some little Dollar Tree embellishment with this pretty little ribbon, and I'm going to add that to the top and the bottom of this, and that's just going to kind of jazz things up a little bit. I love kind of to embellish things and make them look just even a little bit more fabulous in my opinion. Now I'm taking these cute little burlap rosettes and I'm just going to hot glue them to the corner. I've shared with you guys before how to make burlap rosettes, but you just take the burlap, wind it around, and make a cute little rosette. These actually came from a burlap site, burlapfabric.com, I believe. And then of course I had to add a little jewel to the center of that, and voila, I have a fabulous little Dollar Tree box that looks like something, you know, that I bought at a boutique or a high-end decor store, and we made it for next to nothing, especially if you guys have some of these little baubles and goodies already in your craft stash. So much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It's a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you all are new, welcome. I am Olivia's Meet to Home, and I love to share with you all how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. Now listen, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment down below the secret question. That will give you all a chance to enter my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. The winner will be announced May 15th. Also, subscribing is totally free. It just updates you every single time I post a new video. I post several DIY videos a week on YouTube as well as several a day over on Facebook. So follow me over on Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page as well. I have a free group page. Also, if you all want to post photos of your home decor and DIY projects. Thank you all so much for being here, for all of your love and support and encouragement on my ankle recovery journey. Just to backtrack, I broke my ankle back in January, and I am just so humbled by the process that I have been through with that. I wasn't able to walk for several months. I'm finally up walking now. I'm back in the gym and doing a lot of the things that I was able to do before. I hope to fully recover, hopefully in the next couple months. I feel like it's probably going to be at least another 6 months. But I know a lot of you all have been praying for me, so thank you. And on that note, I also want to encourage you guys, if you all are struggling with something in life, just keep going, keep pushing forward. Believe in yourself and believe that you can accomplish more than you can do. Set your goals high, because if you set your goals high and shoot for the moon, you're going to land in the stars. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I can't wait for our next video. And until then, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.